I can't emphasize this enough. As we shift away from the typical jobs and career paths and workplace culture and how people are going about hiring, who they're hiring, how many people they're hiring, all of that stuff is shifting drastically, right? And what I'm noticing is that it is getting further and further away from that your credentials matter. It used to be all about the resume. It used to be all about your education and where you went to school and what degree you got and how much work experience you've had and all the credentials that you would list on the resume. And that's what mattered. But I find that that is becoming less and less relevant. And what's happening is people are focusing more and more on what can you bring? Who are you? How do you do things best? How can you improve my company? Or whatever the situation is that you're looking into. And it is becoming more and more about advocating for you as a person, which is great on one hand because so many people got tired of just being another number, just being another, like I heard last night when I was out, another shirt at a restaurant. They weren't focusing on who you are as a person. So that is becoming more and more relevant now. And so people like that. But it's also difficult to explain. It is so much easier to be able to just list those credentials. Here's my resume. Here's what I've done. Here's what I've learned. Instead of, here's who I am. Here's how I can solve your problem the best. Here's how I would handle this situation. And you are actually honest about it because you really know what that means. We can say all the buzzwords, we can say all the things that we think that they want to hear, but then you get placed in the role and guess what? They're going to figure that out pretty quick, that you are just BSing and just trying to get yourself in the door, and you don't actually do things like that. Or if you try so hard to be what you're supposed to be at work, oh my God, you go home exhausted at the end of the day. And then you wonder why you're not fulfilled by this career path that you wanted for yourself because you're trying to be somebody that you're not. And those days are gone. We don't have to do that anymore because no matter who you are, no matter how you do things best, you matter and you are going to benefit somebody else. You are the solution to what somebody else is looking for. You just need to know it within yourself. You need to know how to explain it and tell people about that. And that's why I work so hard on having people understand their own personal process. Forget about trying to be something that you're not. Don't do that anymore. You're just ruining it for yourself, honestly. And so what I focus on is helping you understand how you do things best, your own personal process. This is me. This is how I'm going to handle this situation. This is how I go about this. How can I be of service to you? How do you fit what I do? Because I also think that when you go for a job interview or you're trying to get hired in, and maybe you're not actually looking to get hired, maybe you're somebody who does fractional work and you want a project, you want to be able to have somebody purchase your services, whatever it looks like for you, when you go to talk to that person in an interview, they're not just deciding if you're a good fit, you are deciding if they are a good fit. And so if what they're looking for and what they want doesn't match how you do things best, don't try to fit your square peg into their round hole. It's not going to benefit anybody. Know your process. Understand yourself. We all have gifts. Every single one of us has a set of gifts. And if you know those gifts, that's when they become gifts to other people. If you don't know them yourself, it's really hard to have somebody else see it within you. So if this is something that you're struggling with, reach out and let's talk about it because I can help you discover your personal process so that you can become more and more relevant and flow with the changes that are happening right now so that it benefits you and you don't feel like you're being left out and stuck.